My name is Ethan Ward, and I always believed life was simple. I thought if I worked hard, stayed loyal, and loved the people I chose, life would reward me with peace. I was 25, engaged to the woman I believed was my future, Lena Hart. I used to describe her as gentle, thoughtful, soft-spoken. The kind of person you think would never hurt anyone. I held that belief like oxygen. That afternoon, I left work early. I wanted to surprise her for our second anniversary. I told my boss, Mr. Collins, I'm heading out. I booked dinner. She won't see it coming. He smirked and said, make sure you keep that one. She seemed special. I smiled because I believed she was. The weather was bright, warm. I remember thinking the world felt right. I even hummed in the car. I rehearsed what I would say when I saw her. Happy anniversary, Lena. Let's disappear tonight. Cheesy, sure, but when you're in love, nothing feels embarrassing. I walked inside, loosening my tie. Lena, I'm home early, I called, grinning. Silence, then laughter. Not loud. Quiet. Personal. Intimate. I followed the sound to the dining room. There they were, Lena and my father, sitting close. 2 wine glasses. A candle lit. Their faces relaxed, warm, familiar in a way that made my stomach drop. Their bodies angled toward each other, not apart. I felt my heart leave my body. They both froze when they saw me. My father spoke first. Ethan. Simple. No shock, no guilt. Just acknowledgement. Lena stared at me like I had interrupted something I was never meant to see. You're home early, I swallowed. Yeah, I wanted to surprise you. No one spoke. I stepped closer. What's going on? My father leaned back in his chair. We were just talking. Lena nodded too quickly. Yes, just talking. I stared at the candle, the wine. The way their chairs were slightly closer than normal. My voice came out thin. Talking about what? Lena looked at my father again. Always him first, then me. About us, she said. Us who? I asked. Me and you? Or you and him? She flinched. My father sighed like I was being dramatic. You've been working a lot. Someone had to keep her company. I blinked slowly, feeling heat crawl up my neck. So you kept her company? It's not what you think, Lena whispered. Then explain it to me, I said. She stood, hands trembling. I felt alone, Ethan. You were distant. You forgot dates. You came home tired. I tried to talk to you. Yes, I said. Because I was working to build our future. She wiped her eyes. I know, I just needed comfort. And you went to my father? I asked. She didn't answer. My father's voice was low, controlled. Don't make this bigger than it is, I laughed. I don't know why. Maybe because breaking is sometimes quiet, sometimes loud. Bigger than it is? I repeated. My fiancé and my father are sharing wine in my dining room. Tell me how small that is. Lena reached for me. Ethan, please, I stepped back. Don't, she whispered. I'm sorry. My father didn't apologize. He didn't even look guilty. That hurt more than anything. I looked at them one last time. The woman I loved. The man I trusted. Sitting at my table, I walked outside. Outside, the air felt heavier. I stood on the porch, trying to understand how everything changed in a single moment. Cars passed on the street. People lived their normal lives. Only mine had shifted into something I didn't recognize. I didn't know betrayal could happen in your own living room. I stood there longer than I should have, staring at the two of them. The candle flickered between us like it was mocking me. My voice came out rough. Lena, why are you here? She looked at my father again before answering. That alone told me everything. I didn't know how to tell you, she whispered. That's not an answer, I said. Why are you here? My father leaned back like this was a casual conversation. Don't talk to her like that. I turned slowly to him. Then you explain. He poured himself more wine. He didn't shake. He didn't look ashamed. We've grown close. These last few months, I felt something in my chest twist. Months? He nodded. You were always gone. Working late. Planning things. Trying to build a future no one asked you to build. I stared at him. No one, she asked. We planned it together. Lena's voice broke. I felt alone, Ethan. I looked at her. Really looked. She couldn't meet my eyes. So you ran to him? He listened, she said. He saw me. I was hurting. And you thought the best place to heal was in my father's arms? I asked. She stepped forward. Please don't say it like that. How should I say it? I whispered. How should I describe the thing I'm looking at? Because right now, I don't have words. The dinner table was still warm, steaming, plates set for two, a meal made with care. Something intimate, something planned. I felt sick. I placed my hand on the back of a chair to steady myself. When did it start? Lena swallowed. 2 months ago. My father didn't deny it. I laughed once. The sound felt like glass cracking. 2 months. While I was planning our anniversary, while I was saving, while I was killing myself to make sure we had everything we dreamed of. You were never here, she said, voice shaking. I didn't know where I stood anymore. I didn't know if you still loved me. I stared directly at her. So you chose him? Silence. He was there for me, she whispered. The room felt too small, too tight. I pulled my hand away from the chair before I snapped it in half. I looked at my father. Did you ever think about me? Even once. He didn't blink. You're an adult. You'll understand one day. No, I said. No, I don't think I will. Lena took a step toward me. Ethan, I still care about you. I stepped back. Don't say that. Please don't say that, she wiped her eyes. I didn't want to hurt you. But you did, I said. You both did. And you didn't hesitate. My father sighed, annoyed. You're being dramatic. I stared at him, and for the first time in my life, I didn't recognize the man in front of me. You were supposed to protect me, not take what I loved, Lena cried harder. Please, can we talk? Properly, sit down. We didn't want it to happen like this. You didn't want to get caught, I said. Neither of them answered. I looked at the table one last time. The candlelight, the shared plates, the quiet intimacy, and something inside me simply broke without sound. I can't breathe here, I whispered. I walked to the door. Ethan. Wait, Lena begged. My father's voice followed, sharp. Don't walk away from this conversation, but I didn't look back. I opened the door, stepped outside, and the cold air hit me hard. I didn't know where I was going. I just knew I couldn't stay. The night swallowed me as I walked down the street. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just kept walking, because stopping meant feeling everything at once, and I wasn't ready for that. Mark opened the door before I even knocked. He looked at my face and didn't ask any questions. He just said, "Come in." I walked past him and set my bag down on the floor. His apartment smelled like coffee and laundry detergent. Familiar. Safe. But nothing inside me felt safe. Do you want to talk? He asked. No, I said. He nodded like he expected that. Then sit. I'll make tea. I sat on his couch. The cushions were soft, but I felt like I was sitting on stone. My chest was tight. My hands wouldn't stop shaking. I pressed them against my knees and tried to breathe. Mark came back with 2 mugs. He sat across from me. What happened? He asked quietly. I stared at the mug instead of him. I went home early. He waited. He didn't rush me. They were together, I said. Lena and my father. Mark's jaw tightened. What do you mean together? Wine, dinner, clothes, too close. My throat felt raw. They told me they've grown close while I was working, while I was planning our future. Mark swore under his breath. Jesus, Ethan. I didn't say anything. We sat in silence. The mug warmed my hands, but I still felt cold inside. I tried to sleep that night on his couch. I closed my eyes, but every time I blinked, I saw that table, that candle, their faces. How calm they were. How familiar they were with each other. I curled into myself and whispered, why didn't I see it? I didn't sleep. Morning came. I was still awake. Mark walked out and looked at me. You didn't rest. No, he sat down beside me. You're allowed to break, you know. I don't feel anything, I said. I thought I'd scream or cry, but I just feel empty. Mark looked at me for a long time. Shock does that. I rubbed my eyes. Maybe it's my fault. No, he said immediately. I should have paid more attention, I continued. I should have noticed. No, he cut in. Don't do that to yourself. I kept speaking anyway, because once the words started, they poured out like something broken. My mom used to tell me to protect my heart, I said. She used to say Dad doesn't understand love the same way. I thought she meant they argued too much. I didn't think she meant this. I didn't think she saw something in him that I never did. Mark didn't move. He just listened. I keep thinking about her, I said. How she used to look at him. like she wanted to believe he was better than he was. She trusted him too much. And I did the same. I just did it with Lena. My voice cracked, but tears still didn't come. Mark leaned forward. Listen to me carefully. This is not your fault. Betrayal is a choice, and they chose it. I wanted to believe him. I couldn't. I should have seen it, I whispered. I should have known. You loved them, he said. That's not a crime. I looked up at the ceiling. Then why does it feel like I'm the one who failed? Mark shook his head. Because when you love deeply, you think everything is your responsibility. But some things are just cruelty. Some people just take. They take until there's nothing left. I closed my eyes. My chest hurt. My throat ached. But I still couldn't cry. I slept the next night in the same place. Awake again, eyes open, chest heavy. Silence became a weight pressing down on me. The world moved, but I didn't. I was stuck inside the moment everything broke. I didn't blame Lena yet. I didn't blame my father. I blamed myself for loving them enough to let them hurt me, and that was the part that destroyed me the most. I returned to work the next morning, though I barely remembered the commute. The building lights felt too bright. The air felt too thin. I walked to my desk and sat down like I was made of glass. I didn't speak. I didn't look at anyone. I just opened my laptop and stared at a blank screen. Claire approached slowly. I heard her before I saw her. You okay? Her voice was soft, like she wasn't trying to get an answer, just offering space. I didn't look up. I'm here, I said. That was the closest thing to truth I had. She sat beside me without asking. No questions, no pity. Just presence. The silence between us wasn't heavy. It was something gentler. After a few minutes, she said, "You don't have to talk." I know, I said. My voice sounded distant to my own ears. We sat like that for a while. People moved around us, screens clicked, phones rang, but the world felt far away. Coffee? She asked. I shook my head. Water? I exhaled. Just stay. I'm already here, she replied. That was the first moment something inside me loosened. Not healed, but loosened enough to breathe. My phone buzzed. I hesitated before I picked it up. It was Noah, I answered quietly. Hey, his voice came through nervous, unsteady. I heard. I didn't know how to call. I didn't know what to say. You're calling now, I said. That's something. Silence rested between us for a moment. He finally spoke. I don't know what to do. I don't want to be in the middle, but I don't want you to feel alone. I closed my eyes. Don't defend anyone, I said. I just needed you to tell me you see me. I see you, he said instantly, like he had been waiting to say it. I see you hurting, and I hate that I can't fix it. You're not supposed to fix it, I whispered. Just don't pretend it didn't happen. I won't, he said. His voice cracked. I won't pretend. We stayed on the phone like that for a long time, breathing more than talking. When we hung up, I didn't feel better, but I didn't feel invisible anymore. Claire was still sitting beside me. She didn't ask. She didn't pry. She just said, "Beep, brother." I nodded. She leaned back in her chair and looked forward. Family is complicated, she said. That's one word for it. She gave a small, knowing smile. You're holding everything inside your chest like it'll break if you breathe wrong. It might, I said. Then breathe wrong, she replied. Let it break. That's how it makes space. I didn't know whether to laugh or collapse. Instead, I rubbed my hands together and stared at the keyboard. You know what hurts the most? I asked quietly. Not that they did it, but that I didn't see it. I trusted them, both of them, and they looked me in the eyes every day while they were choosing something else. That's not your fault, she said. I should have known. No, Claire said firmly. They should have cared. The words hit something deep, something aching, something real. For a long time, I didn't speak. Then I whispered, I'm not going after them. I'm done chasing people who decided to leave. Claire nodded like she already knew. So what now? I looked at my own hands. They still shook. They still felt weak. But they were mine, my hands. My life, I rebuild, I said. Without them, even if it takes time. I have to learn how to breathe again. Even if everything feels broken, I will rebuild anyway. Because I am here. And that must mean something today. I stood outside my father's house, the same house I grew up in, The place where birthdays, holidays, and every childhood memory lived. I didn't knock at first. I just stared at the door. The wood looked smaller than I remembered. Or maybe I was bigger now. He opened the door before I touched it. Maybe he had been waiting. Maybe he heard my steps. Maybe guilt hears everything. "Ethan," he said. I nodded. "Dad." We walked inside. The living room felt familiar and foreign at the same time. The couch was the same. The framed photos were the same. The silence was new. He was the first to speak. "Thank you for coming." "I didn't come for you," I said softly. "I came for myself." He sat down and rubbed his forehead. "I know you hate me," I shook my head. "I don't hate you. Hate would mean I still feel something." He flinched. Maybe he didn't expect me to be calm. Maybe he wanted me angry. He tried to smile, but his face couldn't form it. "I was lonely, Ethan." I laughed, not because it was funny, but because it was pathetic. "You were lonely, so you took my fiancé?" He swallowed. "I didn't plan it." "Of course you didn't," I said. "People like you never plan. You just act and then call it a mistake later." He closed his eyes. "I didn't want to hurt you." "You didn't think about me at all," I replied. He looked small, smaller than I had ever seen him. "I'm your father," I sat across from him. "And I was your son." Silence filled every wall. I heard the clock, the refrigerator, my own heartbeat. His grief, he spoke again. "I know I failed you, I know it. But I want you to understand that I didn't do it because I didn't care. I did it because I was weak." "Weakness doesn't excuse betrayal," I said. "Weakness just explains it." He opened his mouth but didn't speak. I continued. "You didn't just betray me. You taught me what love should never look like." His shoulders collapsed. Like his bones gave up. "Ethan, please!" "Don't leave me like this," I studied him. "The man who taught me how to ride a bike. The man who lifted me to see fireworks. The man who told me to always protect family, except when it was my heart on the table. I already left," I said. I stood. He reached for my arm, but I stepped back. His hand froze midair. "A broken gesture. Can we fix this?" He whispered. "No," I answered. "Because I'm no longer the person who needs you." His lips trembled. "Not theatrical. Not dramatic. Just real." "I keep thinking about your mother," he said suddenly. His voice cracked. "She would hate me for this." I paused. My chest tightened. "She trusted you. She believed in you. And you destroyed the meaning of that trust." He lowered his head into his hands. I know, I didn't feel triumphant. I didn't feel healed. I just felt done. I walked to the door. He didn't follow. Right before I stepped out, he said, in a voice I almost didn't recognize, "I lost you, didn't I?" I didn't turn around. "You gave me away." I walked into the sunlight. I didn't shatter. He did. The air outside was warm, but I felt cold. Not the sharp cold that hurts, but the quiet cold that comes after a long storm. I didn't know where I was walking. I didn't know what came next. But for the first time, I wasn't afraid. I wasn't chasing anything. I wasn't running from anything. I was simply moving forward, one breath at a time. I measured time differently now. I woke, I worked, I went to the gym, I wrote in a journal no one would ever read. I didn't chase answers anymore. I didn't try to make sense of what happened. I just let the days move. Claire would sometimes sit with me during lunch. She didn't hover. She didn't try to fill silence. She just existed near me like a steady warm light in a dim room. One afternoon she asked, "How are you doing today?" "Breathing," I said. "Good enough," she replied. That was how we communicated. Honest and simple. I didn't talk about my father or Lena. I didn't ask about them. But news found me anyway. Whispers travel faster than truth. I heard from a cousin that my father stopped showing up to family dinners. He said people kept staring. Like they know, he complained. He always cared more about how he was seen than who he actually was. Another whisper found me later. Lena avoided gatherings too. She thought everyone judged her. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. But the guilt lived inside her, and that was worse than any punishment I could give. I didn't call them. I didn't send messages. I didn't look at old photos. Distance was my only decision, and it worked like quiet gravity. One evening, Mark invited me out. "You've been locked in your head. Come out with me." "I don't know," I said. "Just an hour. No loud music." "No drama," I agreed. We sat at a small cafe. He looked at me for a long moment. "You're different," he said. "I'm tired," I answered. No, something else. You're calmer, I blinked. I stopped fighting what already happened. He nodded slowly. That's growth. Or surrender. Hard to tell. Maybe both, I said. When I returned home, I opened my journal. I wrote one sentence. I don't need them to regret it. Life will handle that. Weeks passed. I kept moving. Slowly, quietly, not healed. Just living. One day, Noah called. They're not doing well, he said. Dad keeps accusing her of wanting someone else. Lena keeps crying, saying she ruined everything. I inhaled deeply. Not my business. No, Noah agreed. But I thought you should know. Do you think I wanted this? I asked. No, that's why it hurts for them. They expected you to fight. I won't fight for people who walked away, I said. You shouldn't, he whispered. After the call, I sat in silence, not triumphant, not angry, just still. Claire walked by my desk later. Want to go for a walk? Sure. We walked outside, not speaking for minutes. The air was cool. The city sounded softer than usual. She finally said, sometimes people think healing is loud, like crying or shouting or breaking things, and it's not? I asked. It's quiet, she said. It's choosing yourself again and again, even when it hurts. I nodded. She stopped walking and looked at me. You're doing that. I didn't know what to say. So I just breathed. We're not anything more than friends, I said. Just to be clear. I know, she smiled, and I'm not asking for more. Her honesty was kind. Not demanding. Not expectant, just real. We sat on a bench. Cars passed. Leaves moved. The world kept going, and so did I, not healed. Not whole, but moving, and that was enough for now. People think revenge needs fire and destruction. But the truth is quieter. Time exposes everything. Their masks fall. Their laughter turns hollow. I didn't raise a hand. I didn't plan consequences. I just stepped back, and life did the rest. And I realized healing wasn't dramatic at all, just steady breath after steady breath, slowly. I heard the knock before I saw her. It was soft, hesitant, fragile, like the person on the other side already knew they weren't welcome. I stood still for a moment, letting the sound echo through the small apartment. Then I opened the door. Lena stood there. Her eyes were swollen like she hadn't slept in days. She held her hands together like she was trying to keep herself from falling apart. Hi, she whispered. I didn't answer. I stepped aside. She walked in. She looked around the room slowly. You really left, she said, voice trembling. I did. She swallowed. I didn't think you would. I sat down on the couch. She stood across from me like she was afraid to come closer. The silence stretched. I'm sorry, she finally said. I nodded once. Not because I forgave her, just because I heard her. She took a shaky breath. I don't even know where to start. Start where you want. I messed up, she said. I know that. I know I hurt you in a way I can't undo. I stayed quiet, she continued. I thought you didn't love me anymore. You were always working, always tired, always somewhere else in your mind. I felt alone. You could have talked to me, I said. I know, she said, voice cracking. I should have. I should have done a lot of things. But he was there. He listened. He made me feel wanted. I looked at her. So you chose him. She flinched. I didn't choose him over you. I just chose the feeling. That's choosing him. She covered her face with her hands. I hate myself for it. I didn't say anything. I keep replaying that night, she whispered. The moment you walked in, the look on your face. I didn't know what I had done until I saw you standing there. I remembered that moment too. The wine glasses, the soft laughter, the world cracking without a sound. She stepped closer. I want another chance. I didn't move. Why? Because I still love you, she said quickly, desperately. Because I can't breathe without you. Because I wake up every day and all I feel is regret. I stared at her. You didn't choose him because you loved him, I said slowly. You chose him because you loved how he made you feel. She stared at me, eyes wide and breaking. Please, she whispered. Please don't say it like that. It's the truth. Tears fell. She didn't wipe them. I ruined us, she said. I ruined everything. Yeah. She took another step forward. But we can fix it. No, I said. She froze. There's nothing to fix. What we had depended on trust, and it broke. You broke it. I'm not angry. I'm just done. She shook her head, weak and lost. So that's it? That's it. She stared at me for a long moment, waiting for something. A crack, a weakness, a sign that I still belonged to her. But I didn't. She finally turned toward the door. Her voice was barely a breath. Goodbye, Ethan. Goodbye, Lena. The door closed behind her. I didn't chase her. I didn't crumble. I just sat there, breathing, in the quiet that she left behind. I leaned back, letting the silence settle into me. I thought I might feel relief, or grief, or rage. But there was nothing. Just space. Just air. Just the hollow outline of a person I used to be. I wasn't healed. I wasn't free. But I was no longer trapped in the moment she left me in. I had moved. Even a little. Even quietly. It was enough. I sat there, slowly letting my heart learn how to beat again. Months passed. I didn't count them. I just lived them. I woke up, worked, rested, ate, and spoke when words felt honest. I stopped searching for something to hold me together. I learned to let myself exist. Claire stayed, quiet, steady, never asking for more than I could give. She never reached to replace anything. She just walked beside me. One evening we sat together outside the cafe. The sky was fading into twilight. She looked at me. You seem different. I feel different. Better? Not better, I said. Just real, she nodded. Real is good. We didn't touch. We didn't need to. Her presence didn't take space. It made space. Later that night, I stood in my small bathroom and looked in the mirror. I didn't flinch this time. I didn't look away. I didn't search for someone I used to be. I saw someone present. The next morning, Claire and I met again at a cafe down the street. We sat by the window. She asked, "How did last night feel?" Like breathing, I said. Like something unclenched, she nodded. Do you ever think about going back? Not to them, but to who you were? I considered it. No, I think that version of me needed to break. I needed to learn what I deserve. And what do you deserve? She asked gently. A love that doesn't come with betrayal. A home that doesn't collapse when I step away. A life that doesn't need proving. Her smile was small but full. Good, because that's what you deserve. I looked at her hands resting on the table. I didn't reach for them. Not yet, but I wanted to. And wanting didn't hurt anymore. We talked about simple things after that. Work, music, plans, nothing heavy. Later that evening, I walked home alone. The streetlights glowed. My footsteps were steady. I thought back to nights where I couldn't breathe in my own skin. To days where I waited to be chosen. To the hollow space where my heart used to wait for someone to fill it. Now the space wasn't hollow. It was mine. I sat on my couch and let the quiet settle. My phone buzzed. A message from my father. We should talk. I stared at it. Not with anger. Not with longing. Just understanding. I typed back, I'm okay. I hope you're okay too. He texted again. I regret everything. I closed my eyes for a moment. Then I replied, I know, but I don't live there anymore. No anger. No accusation. Just truth. There was no message from Lena. There didn't need to be. Some distances are sacred. I thought of them, but without pain. People believe closure comes from confrontation or forgiveness or some dramatic ending. Mine came from choosing myself. Quietly, steadily, every day. The next week, Claire and I took a walk by the river. The air was cool. She said, "You feel lighter." I think I finally stopped carrying things that weren't mine. She breathed out softly. I'm glad. We paused by the water. The reflection moved gently. I asked, "Are you afraid of this? Of me still learning how to exist?" "No," she answered. "Healing is ongoing. I'm not here to fix you. I'm here to grow with you." I smiled. The kind that didn't feel forced or borrowed. Not all endings need revenge. Some endings just need distance. I looked down at the water and saw my reflection. Not damaged, not incomplete, not waiting, just me. Steady, breathing, present. I kept walking forward,